Hello guys, welcome back to TechCruise. Today we'll be doing an in-depth review on the Mukuta 9 Plus. Alrighty, let's start on the specs of the scooter. We've got dual 800 watt motors, a 48 volt 15.6 amp hour battery. We've got adjustable suspension. We've got tubeless tires, they are 9 inches, and the rest of the details are going to be on the screen. Alrighty, let's start from the handlebars. On the left hand side, we've got the first hydraulic brakes. That's also one thing I forgot to mention in the specs, is that we've got hydraulic brakes on this thing. They are Mukuta branded. Underneath the brakes, we've got the indicator switch, so we can decide if we want to go left or right. Next to that, we've got a dual motor button that when clicked in, it stays clicked in and it turns red, so it sort of notifies you that it's activated, and then you can unclick it. You've got the horn button that is absolutely useless. We've got the folding handlebar system, which we can fold in half very nicely. Grab that, just like that. And if you've got bags at the front here that you can mount, it does block the front light, which kind of does suck, but the way that the handlebars fold, it won't obstruct the handlebar section, the bag, sorry. So then it folds behind the bag, not in front of the bag. And then we can fold it back up again. After folding the handlebars, we've got the display. It could be better. It's very cool looking. It has all the cool speed dials, the gears, the battery, the voltage, and you can change the mode at the top. It's from voltage to the odometer, which is how many kilometers you've done in total on this scooter. And then we've got the trip distance. So since you've turned on the scooter and you start riding around, since that's from the A section to while you're driving to your B section or your point B, that's how many kilometers you've done in that. And then once you turn off the scooter and turn it back on, the trip will disappear, but the odometer will get higher because obviously you've ridden more. Going further onto the right side, we've got the other hydraulic brake system. So that would be for the left, for the front one, and then the left side is for the rear one. We've got the power on button that also can change all of the settings at the top of your screen. Underneath that, we've got the M button where you can change the light modes on the scooter. So if you double click it twice, it can change the mode of the lights. So you've got the flashing one, you've got blue, green, aqua, yellow, off, and then the swoosh again. And then after the M button, you've also got the gear selector. So going up, you go faster in different speed modes, and then going down, you go into lower speed modes. Also with the M button, you can go into the P settings, which will be in a different video where I'll show every single P setting and what everything does. Then moving down, we've got the twist throttle. It's super difficult at the beginning. It's like, oh wow, it's cool. It feels like a motorcycle. But later on, after driving it for like, I don't know, 80 kilometers, sorry, I'm sort of getting sick of this because it actually hurts your wrist and my wrist is starting to cramp up. I do try and use my thumb for it, but you can also, as an extra, you can sort of put a zip tie around it and sort of use it as a thumb throttle. If the little knob head of the zip tie is big enough, you can use it as a thumb throttle instead of a whole entire wrist throttle. Moving down, we've got this really cool light bar that is very visible during the night. I really like it, and it adds like an extra light effect to it. Even though if you, for example, put a bag onto the front and you block the front light, you've still got a little bit of ambient lighting at the front. I wouldn't use it as a source of lighting for driving around in darker areas, but obviously it is an option in case you do put it there. And you could also put an extra light at the top of the handlebars. Moving down, we've got the folding system on the stem. So when we unclip the stem, we have this massive latch here, the metal latch. You put it back, and we've also got this plastic protection, so in case it doesn't accidentally slip out, you have to push the plastic in and then it comes out. Then you can fold it down, and you've got the hatch underneath. You put it into the hole, and now you can lift the scooter with no problem. The weight of the scooter, I'm pretty sure, is 35 kilograms. If I'm wrong, I will say it somewhere as a pop-up. So then after you fold it down, you can unlatch it again. Take this hatch at the front, click it in, and now you're ready to go. We've got the adjustable suspension, which you can adjust by using a special tool to adjust the compression on the scooter. I find this really cool as you can adjust on what terrains you're driving on. So for example, if you're driving on a concrete or asphalt, you can make it a bit harder or softer even, as then you can absorb all the bumps and there's nothing crazy. But then, for example, if you go off-roading, you can adjust the compression to be a bit higher, so then it hits the rocks without you having to bottom out every single time if there's a massive hole in the ground or something like that. Then we've got these cool lights that go all the way across the whole body, and we've also got, when going down from the axle area, we've got the dual charging ports. So in case you have to charge it quicker, you can plug in 2 chargers at the same time to charge it faster. I do not recommend that, as it can sort of reduce the battery life and can affect the battery. Then moving down, we've got the removable battery system, which is absolutely awesome. You can easily take out the battery by turning on the scooter, holding the M button to go into the P settings, flipping up to get a number 1 on the top, holding the M button again, and then turning off the scooter. You will hear a winding sound inside the battery, and then you can easily unlatch the battery, and now you've got a portable battery with you. I think it's about time to talk about my honest opinions about the scooter. The design, incredible. The gold accents around this whole scooter are magnificent. In the sun, they glisten. It just looks perfect, like it's made for this scooter. The lights on the bottom, they look also insane during the dark time. When it's dark and it's at night time, they really pop during that time. You can see that when I'm riding around, lots of people go, "Oh, what's that?" And it's like this cool scooter riding around the city. The lights really do grab people's attention, and so do the gold accents, in my opinion. I've also want to say that I managed to do 30.6 kilometers on one full charge, from going from 0 to 100. Sorry, 100 to 0, I wasn't charging it while I was riding it. I wasn't expecting some insane numbers from that, You can watch the video there or there, I don't know where it pops up. So you can go watch that video, see how far I went. I can say that a bit higher speeds, I can sort of feel a speed wobble. Like I can start feeling it like wobble a bit. It's just that like, oh, maybe I should just slow down a bit. It's like a mini warning to like warn you that it's getting pretty quick for the scooter. It's not designed for that. I can say that this scooter is a hybrid between the Mukuta 8 Plus and the 10 Plus. The 10 Plus is more of a heavy duty, massive scooter. Lots of power, insane build. It has very rugged build and stuff like that. And the Mukuta 8 Plus is more of like a commuter scooter, drive around the city. Doesn't have insane range, but has nice tires, solid tires, so they're puncture proof. So you can't physically puncture them as they're solids. And then obviously we've got the hybrid, which is a Mukuta 9 Plus, which has the power, still has the modern look and the commuting look, isn't as heavy as the Mukuta 10 Plus, and also has the rugged grippy tires at the front and the back. So I feel like this is a perfect hybrid and I enjoy riding this scooter. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I wanted to let you know that this video is completely my honest thoughts and opinions about every single part, the twist throttle, the horn, everything that's on the scooter. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and go check out my website that I just released. I worked really hard on it, and I have this really cool comparison table where you can compare all of your scooters from different price ranges. I will also be adding the Mukuta 9 Plus onto that table with all of the real range testing. So that will be added as well. So all the top speed, the kilometers and all that stuff. You guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ride safe and keep exploring.